الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين والصلاة والسلام الأتمان الأكملان على خاتم النبيين رسول الله إلى الناس أجمعين محمد بن عبد الله وعلى آله وصحبه والتابعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين أما بعد فالسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Normally it's very difficult when people give a big impression about you and you have only very little to share, and it becomes a problem. Hopefully, inshallah, we will be able to share with each other some words. First, I'm not going to give a speech. You have been silent for too long already. So it's about time that you speak up, right? I will only moderate. I will ask you and you will answer. And so that the talk is going to be written by you, not by me. Do you understand? Okay, let me ask you one thing. I understand, correct me if I am wrong, I've been told that you are students of medicine. Not all of you? Raise your hands if you are. Good number of you. Only one who said not all of us is not. Two, how many are not students of medicine? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Even if you are not a student of medicine, would you like to, how would you feel if you walked into a doctor's clinic office and the doctor immediately wrote you a prescription? Would you like that? You don't. You wouldn't. Once I was as a college student, I wanted to travel. And when you, those days especially, when you wanted to travel, you had to carry with you a vaccination card. It used to be yellow. I don't know if it is the same now, right? I got all of my vaccinations, vaccination tat'im, all of my vaccination from a private hospital. But getting the card from a private hospital is not official. I had to get it stamped by a government hospital. You understand so far? Good. I went to the clinic, the Masahha, al-Mustashfa in Al-Khubar. I walked in, and there was a doctor from the India or Pakistan or Bangladesh, I don't know where exactly, but from the how do you call it, the African, the Indian continent. What is it?
Subcontinent.
The subcontinent, right? The Indian subcontinent. Just thank you. And I walked in, there was someone talking to him, to the doctor, and then a Bedouin walked behind me, right? And the Bedouin said, "Ya doctor, tabdil hadat alay. Ya doctor, tabdil hadat alay." The doctor immediately gave him a prescription. I was surprised, because I myself could not understand what Sabdil Hadat Alay is. You know? But the doctor was ready to give him a prescription. Do you think I respected that doctor? No, you wouldn't. But da'is all the time, most of the time, if not all of the time, do the same. They write prescriptions before knowing what the problem is. And this is mostly our problem. Correct? Do you agree? We do not study our audience, right? For example, if I am Khatib al-Jumu'ah, I stand in front of the people and say as-salah is important. Well, thank you, Sheikh, but we are here. You are preaching to the converted, as they say. Tell me something else, right? Or our TV stations telling us that Islam is the deen of justice. Thank you, media. You have informed us well. It is not us who need to be convinced that Islam is the deen of justice. Go somewhere else. You have the wrong audience. Do you get my point? I want you to get the point. By the way, after we finish, I will give you an email, and I want every one of you to write a conclusion, write a paper, right, 1 page at least, describing what all I said here. So you will go out from here with a homework. All right? So don't just boom, boom, out. No, I wanted to go in and sink and stay there. Is that reasonable? Will you do the homework? All of you? Okay. Not inshallah. No. Yes, inshallah. Not only inshallah. Yes, inshallah. Not inshallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught us, وَلَا تَقُولَنَّ إِنِّي فَاعِلٌ ذَلِكَ غَدًا إِلَّا أَن يَشَاءَ اللَّهُ. سأفعل إن شاء الله. مو إن شاء الله سأفعل. ولا تقولن إني فاعل ذلك غدا إلا أن يشاء الله. سأفعل ذلك إن شاء الله. مش إن شاء الله سأفعل ذلك. ولا إن شاء الله alone. Right? I will, inshallah. Right? Reasonable? Okay. Now all of you came here tonight. You want to give me water? Jazakallah khair. I get scared, so somebody can. Give me cold. If you can get cold, yeah, please. I don't dry. I disagree with all the medicine. I drink very cold. And by the way, it is good for you medically to drink very cold. Forget about the warm water idea. Never your throat gets infected because of a cold water. No, never does. This is only wahm. Okay? Now, you are here tonight. Jazakumullahu khairan. I think you are here because you love dawah. Raise your hand if that's true. Only you are not? Yeah, come on, everybody. All right. Now, I did not see your hand. The organizer, yes. Raise your hand. Very high. Yes, keep them all. Right. Now, the question is, what is the definition of da'wah? I want some of you to give me a definition, what da'wah is. What is the definition of da'wah? Come on. Who will volunteer? What is the definition of da'wah? Come on. You are all interested in da'wah. What is the definition of da'wah? Hi, come. Yeah, tell me. Shout, huh?
Invitation for Islam.
Invitation to Islam. Okay. Jazakallah khair. Thank you. Who else? Yes.
Spreading the message of Islam.
Spreading the message of Islam, my brother said here. Who else? Different. Yes.
It's a process of telling other people to.
What's your name?
Hatlan.
Hatlan. What's your education?
I'm a medical student.
Hmm?
I am a medical student.
Why did you use the word process?
I'm not an engineer, but
No, because it is like they say, head on, right on. It's a process. Dawah is a process. All right? What does process mean? Yes, put it in words. Somebody is telling me this, how am I going to translate this? Yes, go ahead.
It has steps, starting at something in between and then ending to go in something.
It's an assembly line. You understand what the assembly line is? In a factory, iron comes, this side iron and leather and whatever, and the other side there is a product. This microphone goes through an assembly line to be produced. It's not produced in one spot. Correct? All right. So, but is da'wah an act of worship? Is it ibadah? If it is ibadah, what are the conditions for a ibadah to be correct? Any ibadah. Yes.
Two conditions.
What are they?
To be followed with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and to be
To intend it to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To intend it to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. And second, to be in accordance to the true teachings of Islam. Correct? Very well. Suppose this center asks me to organize a huge symposium to be held, say, in the stadium. Right? And I call mashayikh, sheikhs, speakers, and I organize the food restaurants. I organize the transportation. I make the invitation. I do all of the work, right? And then a symposium gets done. And it is successful. Right? Do you get now a vision now? Now, at the last day, closing day, this center invites the Amir to, instead of inaugurating the symposium, to close it up, to distribute the certificates, right? The awards, supposing, right? On that day, they call, what's your name? I call, مش ها? محمد ايش؟ ما؟ بوشلع. They call our brother Bushla'. He puts on a nice bisht, right? And he comes to the stage, and the Amir says, thank you, Sheikh, brother Bushla'. And my name is not mentioned. Can you imagine this situation now? Now, how do you think I will feel? Huh? Angry. What? The other one said what? Sad. Upset. Angry. Upset. Why? Not appreciated. Huh? Not polite. That's their part. I'm talking about you. You will feel upset and angry and so on. You know why? Because part of your work, you wanted recognition from the people. But if you want the recognition from Allah alone, do you care? No, but we do care. We want attention. We want the lights. We want the big bisht. We want the big present, right? Are we there? Are we doing dawah to please Allah alone? Or to make a big name with the Amir? Think about it. Think about it. Do we do dawah to please Allah alone? Answer. Hopefully, not yes. Supposedly, not yes. Do you understand what I mean? So Jazakallahu khairan. To purify the niyyah the intention to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not an easy matter. It is, as they say, easier said than what? Than done. Easier said than done. But we have to work and work hard on our niyyah, intention, to make it for Allah and for Allah alone. The more we purify our niyyah, the better the results are. Because when you do the thing, whatever it may be, for Allah, who is going to be your helper? And if Allah is really your helper, really, if He is your helper, who can defeat you? Bismillah. No one? Why don't we then do something about our niyyah, people? Come on. We only, on the tip of our tongue, we say this. But we are not serious about it. إن تنصروا الله إذا إن حرف الشرط تنصروا فعل الشرط أين جواب الشرط؟ إذا غاب جواب الشرط لماذا غاب؟ لأن فعل الشرط ما هو موجود. ما نصرنا الله. إن تنصروا الله ينصركم. But we want to sleep and sit back. Maybe the back is too far for me, right? And I'll fall. I don't. Okay, now I got it. We want to relax, sit back, do nothing, and we want السماء تمطر ذهبا. Right? We have a problem with our relation between us and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need to work on that niyyah. Day and night. There was someone from Sham. Who made his first required Hajj and so many other Hajjs after. Nafil. Right? He used to do his Hajj on foot from Sham, from Syria, on foot to Mecca. All right? And he was pleased by that. Who wouldn't be? He was working hard to please what? Allah, he thought. One day his mother asked him to do something. Go to the market, bring me something. And he felt heavy. He didn't, come on, mama. Then he said, then I discovered that my niyyah was on doing this voluntary hajjs were not for Allah. Because serving mama is more important than what? Than going for nafil hajj. How come then I feel very empowered and energized to walk to Mecca, but not to go downtown to buy my mama whatever she wants? Niyyah was not clear. You know do you see now how hard it is to work on our niyyah? Do you see it? Shout. Yes. I am shouting, you shout. Yes. Do you see it? Yes. MashaAllah, now we are working together. So intended to please Allah alone. Dawah, when intended to please Allah alone. And in accordance to the true teaching of Islam. Many people, sheikhs, are working and they are given names and titles that they are the so on of al-Islam, but they are not. Because they are following their own ideas instead of holding to the true teachings of Islam. They are doing what they think is right instead of following what is right. That is why we have so many different branches of Muslims that are all, most of them are what? Wrong. Why? Because what I should do is not what I think is right, but what I should do is what is right. What is right? Quran and true Sunnah. Quran and true Sunnah. Not what Al-Wali said, not what is his name said. No. It is Al-Quran and true Sunnah. If it is according to Al-Quran and true Sunnah, فعلى العين والرأس وإن كانت خلاف ذلك فno thank you but no thank you. How many people, if you travel like I do, how many people will you discover having big names and big titles and they are working actually against Islam, realizing or not realizing? Do you understand what I'm saying? Sometimes there will be people, even here, who will fight you as a da'i, thinking that they are serving Islam. Right? Very dangerous. Do you follow? Do you follow? Yes. Do we need to do something about it? Do we? I ask you only to answer. Yes. We need to do a lot to fix that. Not only yes in passing, but we need to work and work very hard to do that. To purify our niyyah for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. After we satisfy these two conditions, that it is to please Allah alone and in accordance to the true teachings of Islam, then da'wah is a situational and progressive process. What do I mean by situational? What is the meaning of situational? You know a situation? Situational meaning? Huh? It depends on the situation. If it depends on the situation, dawah depends on the situation, right? If it depends on the situation, how are you going to discover the situation? By looking at someone's face? What would you do? Yeah, you shake your head. Stand up and tell me. How would you discover what the situation is? Go ahead, hit me. How do you know what he thinks about Islam? By asking him. How many times did we do da'wah after asking? You see, most of the time, we are very fast at making statements. We make assumptions about our audience, most of the time wrong assumptions, and then we start making what? Statements, which may pertain or may not to the situation. Yes, like I said, talking to the musallin, saying as-salah is very important. And we say, yes, thank you. You know that. Next, Sheikh, well, that's my subject. Oh, okay. Sheikh, Jazakallahu khairan. We learned a lot today. Yes? Why are you so unhappy about my... Okay, smile then. Right? Da'wah is what? Is a situational. So how do I work on situation? I ask. And from the answer, what do? I ask you a question and then you answer. What do I do with your answer? What do I do? I counter it or what? Why correct? I do not want to make conclusions. I do not want. What do you mean discuss? قول البدوي إذا ما عرفت تحدثيه خذ من كلامه وعطه. إذا ما عرفت تحدثيه خذ من كلامه إيش؟ وعطه. اسأله سؤال ثاني. From the answer you formulate another question. But in the process you are zooming in. You ask a question and then from his or her answer you make what? Another question. But as you do that, in that process, you are what? Zooming in to what you want. And make sure the steering wheel is still with you. Never give up the steering wheel. If the audience asks you as a siding question, then you need to what? Postpone the answer and stay on track. Do not allow the audience to take you away from the track you wanted, you intended. The driver is you, not him or her. Do you follow what I'm saying? Yes. All right. So you ask a question, and from the answer, what do? You formulate what? And from the second answer, you formulate? And so on. There was a doctor who was an atheist. I give this example all the time. There was a doctor who was an atheist who was also English, who used to work in Al-Qatif hospital. He worked on 2 boys, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them shifa. Who gives shifa? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Sheikh, their father, felt obliged for the care the doctor gave to his 2 kids. Wanting to reward the doctor, what would you think the Sheikh wants to do? What is the best reward in his mind, in a Sheikh's mind? To do dawah to the doctor. What was the doctor? He was what? And English. So the Sheikh comes to me, knock knock, Sheikh Muhammad, I want you to come with me and make dawah to this doctor. I said, I'm not going. You're not? Yes, I said, no, I'm not going. Sheikh, they tell me you travel all the countries to make dawah. Now I'm asking you here in Qatif, only half an hour away. I am in Dammam. It's easy. I said, yeah, I will not go the way you are asking me. Then what? He said. I said, you told me that the director of the hospital is your friend. He said, yes. I said, okay. Go and tell the doctor to invite me as the guest of honor. Not you. I, the guest of honor. And ask the doctor to come, by the way. You also may come, Sheikh. Who is going to be the guest of honor? Why? Why did I ask to be the guest of honor? In the director's house. Why?
So you can talk. Maybe to get the attention. Maybe to get the attention. You have the authority to talk.
Because I will be someone important. If I speak, the doctor has to what? Listen, but if I went inside to his office and say, hello doctor, good morning, I want to make dawah to you, would you like to be Muslim? Get out of here, I have so much to do. I'm busy now. Correct? So I have to establish who I am. Come from, I do not need this guest of honor bit and what have you. I do not need it. I'm happy at home. But I wanted the doctor to come with the idea that he has in front of him someone whom he has to respect, the guest of his director. Right? Okay. So I went there. The doctor did, the director did invite us, and I went there. Doctor came. I asked the doctor, where are you from? Did I know before or not? From England. Where are you from? What did he say? Where in England? He said, London. I said, no, come on. You must be kidding. He said, no, yeah, really, I'm from London. I said, come on, man. You're telling me you left London with all of its amenities and beautiful things, and you come to this dusty Qatif? What is this? Why? He said to me, because the medical ethical practices in England has started slipping. The medical ethics. You know, understand what I mean by ethics? I didn't understand. I said, what do you mean ethics? He said, you know, what is right and what is wrong. I said, what is right, what is wrong? And who determines what is right and what's wrong? I asked. He paused. He didn't answer. I said, look, in the States, there is a question of debate between two different people. Some are pro-life, others are pro-choice. And these are the States is one of the most advanced countries in the world. And this debate has been going on for decades. And nobody decided what is ethical to do, this or that. So who's going to decide? He said, well, it must be someone higher than man. I said, higher than man? What is that? He says, a supreme being. I said, yeah, what is supreme being? Do you follow my answer, the questions now? He said, you know, very hard to say it, you know, but what you call God? I said, what we call God? He said, no, God. Now what is he now? He was an atheist. You know what atheist means? Someone who denies the existence of God. Now what is he saying? What language did I use? What kind of discussion did I have with him? Did I tell him you are stupid, you don't understand? How can you imagine this world without a creator? I didn't. I made him pronounce what I wanted to say. Do you follow? Yes. Is it dawah? Yes. You say, understand what I mean by situational? Do you understand? Yes. You go through the process by finding out what your patient is. And as a da'i, you are also a doctor. Instead of for the physiques, but it is for the spirit. Right? So it is a situational and it is a process. Right? And it is what? Progressive. There is no, it's not a good idea for me with the doctor at that moment to teach him about the pillars of Islam. Not then. Not yet. Do you agree? But what do we do most of the time? You know what we do most of the time? We try to change people from Abi Jahl to Abi Bakr, from Abi Bakr to Abi Jahl in half an hour. Is it possible? Muhammad, is it possible to change people from Abi Bakr to Abi Jahl in half an hour? Is it possible to change people from Abi Bakr to Abi Jahl in half an hour? Is it possible for... Who says it is possible? Raise your hand. You think it is possible to change from Abi Bakr to Abi Jahl in half an hour? See, all of you are numbed. All of you have been, how do you say, hypnotized. I hypnotized you. You understand what hypnotizing mean? I said, can you change from Abi Bakr to Abi Jahl? Come on, man. Not from Abi Bakr to Abi Jahl, man. Our job is to change from Abu Jahl to Abu Bakr. Come on, wake up. Oh, what is this? And you say you are doctors? Allah helps the patients. We don't change people from Abi Bakr to Abi Jahl. Right? Right? Alhamdulillah. Wakey, wakey. Don't. Allah doesn't change from Abi Bakr, hopefully. No, nobody from Abi Bakr to Abi Jahl. Allah guides people from Abu Jahl to Abu Bakr, inshallah. Right? Now, I think probably, did I exceed my time, Sheikh? I still have time? 10 more minutes. Then, do I use them speaking or asking people to ask me? Maybe open the floor?
Yes.
Who said yes? Somebody is tired of me. Who is it? I mean, is it the organizer who said yes?
I'm going to start with the first question.
Yes.
Can you tell us, your previous experience with in dawah to American soldiers?
Skip. See, again, it is the American soldiers. When I made da'wah to them, I did not do anything they did not want. They wanted to know. I may have stimulated their desire to know, but I did not tell them. Right? I also studied what their concerns are and tried to take care of those concerns. And Allah gave guidance. Does this sum it up? Next question. Come on, anybody ask any question. See, you see, what is his name? The speaker of the White House speaker at the time of Reagan. I forgot his Reagan time. Brainy?
James Brady, the one who was shot.
I don't remember. I care about what he said. Was he okay?
He's paralyzed.
Paralyzed now. Oh God. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. May Allah guide him. You know, he said, they asked him, what did you learn in the White House in 8 years? And he said, I learned the many ways of saying no. He said what? I learned the many ways of saying no. There are many ways to say no. So if you ask me a question, I can answer all questions. I can answer the question, or say, I do not know, or say, I will not answer. So I answer all questions. Come on, hit me with questions. Yes.
Is it true that atheist followers are the most people to deal with?
Are what, please? Is it true what?
Is it true that atheist followers are the hardest people to deal with?
I didn't. Is it true? Who? Atheists. Atheists. The problem with dawah. The problem with dawah and da'is. The audience make assumptions about you, as you also make assumptions about them. Now, if you go hasten the conclusion and use a rhythm, the old answer, he knows already those answers and so forth, and you try to make statements, then you are trapping yourself. I am advising you, and I started this, maybe I didn't say it very succinctly. Do not make statements. See, when we studied in high school, we studied that a statement, what is the definition of a statement? Tell me. ما هي تعريف الجملة المفيدة? Yes, you are good enough.
Many words in one sentence. Many words make a sense.
Another definition.
Complete set of words that make sense.
A set of words that
Complete set of words that make sense.
that also what?
Makes sense.
In addition to making sense. That
Makes people understand.
a statement as a phrase of two, or phrase or more, or two, right? That are true or false. A statement is a phrase or more that are true or what? False. A statement may be true, may be false. Correct? It makes sense. You're right. The definition you gave is good. But I'm adding to it that it may be true or false. Right? If I say this camera can shoot at 4K, I don't know, at HD. It may be true or it may be false. The camera shoots, yes. Takes pictures at a certain rate, but whether it is HD or not, we don't know until we investigate. Right? So it may be true, maybe false. So a statement is a phrase or more that are true or false. Right? You agree all? Yes. All right. How about a question? Can a question be false? No, it can be wrong, but cannot be false. Come on, man, wake up, wake up, wake up. A question is either correct or incorrect, but cannot be false. Right? Now, if you make statements, your statement may be what? False. Maybe false. Yeah, maybe true. But maybe false. But if you ask questions, you cannot be false. So why make statements? Why don't you always ask questions? If you want to be good, to become a good da'i, increase the rate of questions and decrease as much as possible the rate of statements. Do not make too many statements. Because when you make a statement, then the atheist takes a stance. But atheist or anybody. But if you ask a question, who's thinking? The audience. Can the person, as you ask questions, can they go, somewhere else? Or do they have to be concentrated with you? Right? They have to concentrate on what you are talking about. But if you make statements, they may drift, go somewhere else. Do you want them to drift? Do you want them engaged? You engage them by what? Speak up. Come on, speak up. All of you. Right, questions. You keep them engaged by questions. So do not make statements of you as much as you can. Do not make statements, but make questions. And like we said, keep the steering wheel zoom. So an atheist, I do not have to make the statements. He has to make the statements. Stand up. You are a good boy. Stand up. Yeah, you. Smart boy. I want to ask you, why does Islam allow 4 wives? Now apply my principle. Come on, speak up. I'm not going to kill you. Okay, who wants to answer this question? Go ahead.
Okay, why one wife only?
No, I didn't say one. I said, why did Islam allow 4?
You told me that why Islam
Allow 4.
allowed for 4. I ask you why not? Why not?
Why not? That's good. But I'd rather say, why? What do you suggest? What do you suggest? So suppose, let's play the game. Suppose Shafiq, you said why 4 wives in Islam, and I said, what do you suggest? Answer. Come on, give any answer. Why 1? Now that come the time for 1. Why 1? Yeah, answer. Yeah, come on. What determines that? On what basis do you say 1 is enough?
But the capacity of the person you ask. But the capacity of the person you ask.
What do you mean the capacity?
Like for example, if you ask me why you do not marry 3 or 4, because
I didn't ask you that.
no,
I'm saying why not 1? You said 1. Supposing you said 1, I said why 1?
because I know this is my capacity to.
Are we going to put a rule for the whole world on your capacity?
No, that is not. But
That's why your question is not valid. You understand what I'm saying? Did I give you a statement? Did I finish you up? Okay, thank you.
Okay, then why the man has to give 4 while the wife just 1?
What, do you suggest that we should give a woman more than 1 husband?
Why not?
I am asking you.
I'm saying why not?
If I told you because Islam prohibits it, is that going to suffice you?
Imagine that I'm not a Muslim.
Well, when you become a Muslim, if you are not a Muslim, we're not going to demand you whether you get married to another man or not, even. But when you become a Muslim, we will restrict you to one woman to 1 wife, or to 1 husband. A woman to 1 husband only. All right? Okay. I am saying, very simple. It is very simple. If you use the question, yes, what question? Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, you said that dawah is situational, and we all agree. But like, let's say if you have the chance to meet someone like for a few minutes or for one time, what would be a good thing to start with?
1 minute. Even Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam didn't do it in 1 minute.
I mean, just to give a good impression about.
See,
You would know that you
I tell you, brother, people are da'is whether they like it or not, especially Muslims. They are da'is whether they like it or not. Either they are positive, active. They are what? Positive, active. Or they are positive, passive. Or they are passive, active. positive passive or positive passive. Do you get my point? First, you may be positive active, like say Sheikh bin Uthaymeen rahimahullah. He was what? Positive and active. Or you may be positive, active, negative. Like anyone who is fighting Islam, making bad propaganda about Islam. Right? Positive, active, but negative. Negative, active. Or you may be positive, passive. You are a good example of Islam, but you don't make dawah. You are honest. You come to work early. You leave at the end of the time, if not after the time. You don't waste time as you do your job. You are a diligent student. You are good to your parents. You are good to your neighbors. You are good in the marketplace. These are what? Positive, passive. You don't speak about Islam, but you show a good character, and people associate you with what? With Islam. Now the dangerous part, the dangerous form is the fourth one. Who's what? Negative, passive. You look like a Muslim, but you drive as stupid as we see on the roads. That's what? A good message or a bad message? You cheat. You lie. You shout. You are not respecting your parents. You are not a good student. You are not a good employee. You waste your time during the work. You are dirty in your clothing. Is that negative or a positive dawah? But it is dawah. Silent, yes, but it is dawah. And somebody told me, stop. They turned the lights on.
Jazakallah khair, Sheikh Muhammad.
Jazakumullah khair.
Thank you so much.